Hey guys, what is up? Rainmage here, doing another gameplay commentary. This is TDM on Gridlock. This was a gameplay I think I got, might have been a few weeks before GTA 5 came out. Been playing that a lot lately. Talk about something that, this is pretty much a part 2 to what I'd want to see out of another Gears of War game. And big shout out to, I can't remember his name right off the top of my head exactly, but his name is Steal Your Face. I think he's someone Rayman Antarctica knows. I don't know. I think he's a sub. But big shout out to him. He pretty much he brought up something I completely forgot about and I just missed in my previous commentary, and it just completely slipped my mind. I couldn't believe I forgot about it. But what I would want to see out of another Gears game, and he brought it up perfectly, was the idea of removal of stopping power. There was one thing Judgment did do right, was the removal of stopping power. You had, with the removal of stopping power, you didn't have this, where everybody sat back and crossed with their rifles. Primarily, you see me in this gameplay when I do this, it's just TDM. You kind of can afford to sit back and just blast people away, not because the damage of the rifles isn't powerful. I mean, the damage of the rifles, you fear him. I mean, look what this guy just did to me with a hammer burst. Now, he probably did it with a faggot-ass mod because he's a fucking prick, but I don't even know if that is a mod, but whatever. In any case, the damage output of the rifles is not horrible in Gears games, and in Judgment I thought it was about right, unless they did some stupid, silly title update where they buffed them, which they did do, but when I was playing it, I think they ended up getting rid of it, and then it went back to normal. But you could do it with the rifles. The damage was there. But what made the rifles annoying and overpowered in Gears 3 was stopping power. You could stop people dead in their tracks. No skill required. All you had to do was just know how to hit your fucking shots, hit your fucking hip fires, and you were good to go. I can give you examples in Gears 3 where someone had rounded a corner on me, surprised me, and I had a Lancer, and all I could do was hit fire this person, and basically I stopped them dead in their tracks. No amount of wall bouncing, no amount of strafing was going to help you, because I had a little bit of distance, and he was going to get hurt, and he was going to be down, and that's what happened in Gears 3. I've seen it all too often. It's annoying, boring even too, because you're not too eager to push someone when they can do that. Judgment, there weren't none of that. I mean, it didn't matter if someone had a little distance, you could work your way up to them so long as you were smart and you used cover and you had some proper movement. Not even movement, just, understand your positioning and cover. I mean, you could work your way up to them. That was something Judgment did do right. You didn't have that slow, annoying, boring pace that was there in Gears 3, at least in Ranked. And it took away some of the fun, I feel, in Ranked. I mean, when I first got into playing Ranked, I just wanted to play better players. And the thing I realized was just even the players that were good, I mean, you could tell they were, but there were just some people that were just fucking no talent fucking hacks that sat back and crossed. I just don't think it took skill. The guys that did cross and were genuinely skilled, that was just how you played Ranked, because rifles and its stopping power was just that annoyingly good. I mean, there was no way around it. You had to deal with that. You had to take advantage of it because everybody else was. Another thing that I would have loved that I loved seeing go away, and I didn't think I was gonna like it, but there was another thing Judgment did do right, was the removal of the active damage boost. Now, don't get confused active reload with the active damage boost. With the active reload in Judgment, you still had to use it. There was some skill involved. That was one of the skill elements involved in Judgment. You didn't have the active damage boost, however, and I didn't think I was going to like that, but it honestly grew on me, and I started to like it more. That was another feature I felt that sometimes slowed down the pace of a Gears 3 game. I can think back to just King of the Nasher events when I've played in those, and granted, most of the time, it was a fun playlist. I guarantee if they bring back King of the Nasher now for Gears 3, that'd probably be what would bring me out to want to play Gears 3 again, just because I loved King of the Nasher. But There was one element that did slow down King of the Nasher sometimes, was when somebody would get an active reload and you wanted to kill him, but you didn't want to push him. And I'm just using King of the Nasher as an example because I can think of a few off the top of my head, but just, you're not too eager to push them because you know they have that active damage boost. And of course, on top of it, they have right-hand advantage. So you know you're going to have problems. And I mean, I've pushed people sometimes when they have right-hand advantage, and it does them no good because I'll kill them anyways. And I've had it happen to me where I have right-hand advantage and it does me no good. But the active damage boost adds something to it, and of course, there's an element of fear. You're not eager to push them because of how powerful an active is. And just on top of getting an active with a Nasher, you're talking about an increased range. You're talking about even more a more deadly shotgun. That was something I was glad to see go in Judgment. You didn't see people, really abusing it. You couldn't sit there and wonder. In Gears 3, I've had many matches and I've had many instances where somebody will 4-point me in one shot, or even one shot down me, or even body me from ridiculous ranges. And I've honestly sat there and I've wondered and debated with myself, was that an active reload? What was it? Connection? What? I mean, there was always that debate, and everybody, anytime anybody had gotten bullshitted, that was, one of the things everybody said. Was it connection or was it active? Judgment, that was out the door. You knew if somebody had a fucking bad connection when someone fucked you up from a million miles away, or if someone ate a shot. You knew. There was none of that. I mean, you at least had some level of consistency. Another thing, talking about consistency, and this is one of the things I thought hurt Gears Judgment, was the consistency of the Nasher. Now, hit detection's always been rather poor in Gears of War. I talked about in my previous comm how I'd love to see the spread of the Nasher be just tightened up. Don't confuse that for me saying I want more range on Nasher. I freely admit the range on the Nasher in Gears 3 was just fucking crazy. I didn't like it personally, because I don't like getting down from a fucking ridiculous range by a shotgun. It just doesn't make sense. So I wanted more consistency, and I felt like because of the wide spread of the Nasher and Judgment, it took away some of the consistency that normally would have been there, at least in Gears 3. So, I mean, I don't want it, like I said, I just want the spread tightened up. I wouldn't want it to have crazy range or anything like that. But that was, I mean, everybody knows that the hit detection in Gears is shitty to begin with. I mean, I just don't understand why you would want it widened even more to make it a more inconsistent shotgun or hit detection. Anyways, this gameplay is actually coming to an end. I'm probably going to do a part 3 to this, because there's a lot more I wanted to talk about in terms of another Gears game. And what I want to say, this was just a short comm I threw together because, like I said, those two issues just completely slipped my mind. I couldn't believe it when I done it. But anyways, channel update. I am probably going to do my final random clips for Gears 3. That should be coming out in a few days. Shouldn't be long, but it'll be my final ones. I'm just going to go ahead and completely move away from doing randoms and shit, unless King of the Nasher comes back. King of the Nasher comes back, I'll do something. But that's pretty much it for me when it comes to random clips and episodes and shit. Also, a big shout out to Pulse True for doing the edit for that duel episode, and Control Loogie for doing the duel episode with me. I'm going to leave those guys link to their channels in the description of this video. So, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Also, like I said, my final randoms is coming out. That will probably be in a few days, maybe next week. But I'll catch you guys later. Peace.